Okay, now that I finally learned how to film vertically from that, well, I finally learned how to film horizontally from that last disaster. Okay, so I initially recorded this video. This is my second time recording it because I didn't know this camera. You actually need a mic for this, guys. You do, but it doesn't come. It doesn't come with a warning label. It's not boomer friendly. All right. All right now. So this video is about how why I pretty much select the sumo deadlift over conventional deadlift. So yeah. Now this video, of course, I love the sumo deadlift, right? Now, as an introduction, I've had back problems ever since I was 16 years of age. So this pain was excruciating. Yeah, I swear to God, it was painful as fuck. So well, it was so painful that I had the inconvenience of discovering what sciatica was and what it essentially is. It's this pinching sensation that ran from my lower back to the tip of my toes. It's just, to make a long story short, it was bad news bears. I was not a happy enemy watching Weep. Shit was fucking painful. It's so painful. I remember getting up to go to church on Sundays and my back would just fucking kill me. Every Sunday it'd just be the worst. Now, how I got this pain is, it's another story from, it's another story. It's another video entirely, but yeah. So, now, I tried to rectify this pain. I tried to alleviate this pain with stretching, and I even bought a Swiss ball to perform multiple exercises. And so, yeah, to make a long story short, I knew that I had a bulging disc, like somewhere. I fucking knew I had a bulging disc. Without even getting an MRI, I knew I had a bulging disc. At the moment, I'm aware that I actually have a herniated disc in my neck at the moment and two bulging discs in my lower back, L4, L5. Now, all of the stretching and ghetto rehabilitating helped significantly. However, it wasn't until I experimented with two 20-pound dumbbells that my dad had lying around. I decided to try some Romanian deadlifts. I didn't even know what the fuck they were called at the time. I just Googled. I went on YouTube and Googled how to deadlift with dumbbells. And I discovered what deadlifting was. Well, I knew what it was, but I was always told to stay away from it because, oh no, it would exacerbate pain. But I was watching multiple Elliot Hulse videos as it pertained towards structural integrity. The structural integrity of the joints, the structural integrity of the ligaments as they relate to muscle building. You want a great foundation. And so, yeah, I pretty much decided to stop feeling sorry for myself and decided, it's time to rectify this problem. And yeah, that was 2013 YouTube. 2013 YouTube hit fucking different back then. But yeah, I hypothesized that back pain was a direct cause of weakness combined with some terrible inflammation. Now, again, it might seem counterproductive, but after performing the exercise, I noticed immediate differences. I noticed that my back pain subsided greatly. And yeah, I even told a high school friend of mine I did it with dumbbells, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you try with barbells?" For my dumb ass didn't want to go to the school, whatever. I was too lazy to go to our high school and experiment with deadlifts, right? Uh, yeah, that's a different story again. Now, I didn't experiment with the barbell deadlifts until the year 2018 when I had a year of training underneath my belt. I decided to try deadlifts with the barbell this time. Now, it took me 2 sessions of trying conventional before I decided that my joint to limb ratio just wasn't cut out for conventional. I did experiment with sumo prior to attempting conventional, but it wasn't until this one dude at the gym. This guy was huge, strong as hell, right? Now, he might not think he's strong, but this guy's strong. Like, when you're benching 405 and leg pressing so much fucking weight, right? You're strong. So this guy was a really built dude. I don't remember his name because I'm terrible with names, right? But yeah, really, really built guy, right? And he saw me deadlifting, and he was just completely flabbergasted at my terrible form. Of course, I was trying conventional because I was just led to believe that I had to do conventional. Right? Now, I knew my form wasn't great at the time. And his reaction towards it was priceless. He was like, "Oh, I couldn't stand looking at you just like, hunch your back over, whatever. Like you're tall, lanky, body, whatever. Like, well, he didn't call me lanky, but you're built tall. I don't think this lift is for you. Here, try this." And he showed me a sumo form. Yeah, I looked over there because my turtle just did something bizarre. Like he slid into the damn it's his tank. Yeah, uh, that's irrelevant. But yeah, so um, he showed me his deadlifting form, sumo form, and it was cool to look at. It was cool. Like his form, his stance was interesting. He was a much shorter guy. I'm roughly 6'2" in shoes, right? So yeah, and yeah, I decided to just go with sumo. Like after one set of conventional, usually I felt drained. I felt like all the progress that my lower back had made along the journey of recovery was being undone by this exercise that didn't accommodate with how it was built. It just didn't alleviate pain. It was causing more destruction. And so yeah, uh, I really did try sumo once initially. What made me reluctant to stick to it was the belief that I was leaving gains on the table. But what's ironic is about such a statement is that you can't exactly make gains if the part of your body you're trying to grow or strengthen is constantly being maimed, beaten, and mutilated because of some religious conviction towards a philosophy of training that does not reflect the results you desire. It's just you can have a conviction. However, when your conviction isn't really the reality, if you're not seeing the progress in such a conviction, you should just abandon it or go back to the drawing board and experiment with what should work. The structural integrity of your joints, ligaments, and the structural integrity of your ligaments, your joints, it's paramount. Hence, you should accommodate with how you are built by trying things that might go against the grain, which is what I do currently. I select sumo, and I don't give a fuck about this whole meme of sumo's a gross lift. I don't feel manly if I do sumo. Now, this stigma it comes from a point of perspective of insecurity. You have people who are just they get butthurt because they see a chick who's like an Asian chick who's like 125 pounds repping sumo repping their conventional one rep max, and they're getting fucking salty and butthurt. So they say, oh, sumo's not a deadlift. Oh, blah 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 blah. So they get butthurt. They make these memes about it, saying that they would rather snap their back before they try sumo, which is just arrogant to me. Now I understand it's a meme. Memes are very hyperbolic in nature. It's a form of art in general. And what is art? The purpose of art is to evoke an emotion upon the spectator. The purpose of art is you are witnessing an art piece. It provokes an emotion upon you. You can reflect upon that, how it relates to you, how it relates to you as a person. That's what art does. And memes are a form of art, in my opinion. So these anti-sumo memes are funny to me because I imagine people taking these memes to heart, people taking them seriously. And if you ask me, it's a bit stupid. It's a bit silly if you would rather pull conventional and snap your back, resulting in multiple disc herniations and bruises and blisters upon your back. You're not getting stronger currently, right? You're not getting stronger, but it's all because you want to hang with the boys, you want to be part of the boys. And me, I'm someone who goes against the grain. I'm not someone who pretty much just follows whatever the fuck the crowd is doing. I don't give a fuck about what the crowd is doing. The crowd lives miserably. People brag about living off of 2 hours of sleep. People brag about drinking on the weekends. I look at that as some sort of cry for help. That's what I look at it as. I don't want your life. So yeah, I'm not someone who's very conformist. I would go against the grain upon things that I feel as though is correct. This is of course from a perspective of thinking against the grain, reflecting upon things that are just. I'm not a conformist, as you can see. I'm not a conformist. I would try to experiment with things that are said to be, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. I will experiment with myself to see why I shouldn't be doing that. And sumo deadlifts was a perfect example of that. Now we have to address the elephant in the room. Is sumo easier than conventional? Well, for me, it certainly was, considering that my lower back felt like it had the structural integrity of a stack of dimes, along with the durability of glass whenever I try pulling conventional. I personally don't care about the dick measuring contest of sumo versus conventional because I don't take interest in comparing myself to others. Additionally, I'm not a powerlifter. Like I do this shit. I do bleed for weightlifting, but I'm not a powerlifter. I'm a bodybuilder. So how the muscle is built is relevant to me, as long as it's natural, of course, because I'm a natural bodybuilder. But how it's built from the perspective of being natural, it's irrelevant to me. Like if I can build my quads by doing half rep squats, by doing squatting 3/4 of the way down, I would do that because my knees, my joints, I don't want to walk around fucked up. Like you're in your 20s with messed up joints already. I don't want to live that way. So, yeah. I'm a bodybuilder, as you can see. Strength is a secondary endeavor of mine. While I love setting PRs, I love personal records. This is associated with, however, this love is associated with progression as it relates to hypertrophy. When I set personal records, it vindicates my ability to properly program. Yeah, strength is a precursor to size in relation to rep ranges and the programming in general that promotes hypertrophy. So yeah, I do love strength, but it's only as it relates to size and rep ranges that are very hypertrophy based. Now, these rep ranges vary, of course. I try rep ranges of 3, of course. I also try rep ranges of 10 to 12, 3 to 5. I love mixing it up a bit. I make a separate video on my entire hypertrophy split, my entire programming split. Now, yeah, so that's basically why I sumo deadlift. It's much more comfortable. My lower back never felt better. Yeah, and the visual progression. And what's funny is no one knows. People put deadlifts on their back day. I put sumo deadlifts on my leg day because I've always felt as if it were leg exercise. And yeah, it targets the glutes, the hamstrings, and the lower back. It strengthens it as well. But it's a big compound movement. You can put it on a lot of days. You can put it on your pull day. You can put it on your leg day. You can probably put it on your push day. Although it's going to be very taxing. So starting off with it would be much more better for your well-being and psychological well-being. Of course, you bench press, you tricep over tricep extension, or whatever, right? And now you have to do sumo deadlifts or deadlifts in general. It's gonna fucking hurt. But yeah, that's why I sumo deadlift. It's not. I don't care about like you let a girl doing it. You're not manly for doing it. I don't give a fuck. I bodybuild for the long game. I don't want to have a messed up back at 35 years of age. And you'll be like the guy. You seen the guy at your gym. They say, oh, when I was your age, I was able to squat this and squat that. And then you look at them now, you're like, what the fuck happened to you? Oh, well, my joints hurt, my back hurts. Yeah, because you did things that resulted in your demise. And I don't want to be that way. So yeah, that's basically why I selected sumo deadlifting over conventional deadlifting. Never felt happier. I feel stronger. I feel great. It's liberating to be the only guy in my office, even if I'm the youngest, that can bend down and get a pencil or pick up something and not have a excruciating back pain and complain about, oh, I'm so old, blah 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 blah. It's like, fuck that noise. All right, guys, peace.